So I made some homemade Salisbury steak with an onion and mushroom gravy. And baby, let me tell you something. This thing was good. So you know I had to come back and give y'all the recipe. So the first thing I'm going to do is start off with approximately 2.3 pounds of ground chuck. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 eggs in there for the seasonings. I'm using 1 tablespoon of complete seasoning, a half a tablespoon of garlic powder, a half a tablespoon of onion powder, and I'm also going to use 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper and 1.5 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and mix that up with my hands. I didn't have the gloves. I would recommend for y'all to use gloves if you got them. Again, I didn't have them, so I just had to use my bare hands. But I meant to cut up my vegetables first, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the meat to the side, get the vegetables ready. So I'm using 3 cloves of fresh minced garlic because it ain't a recipe without the garlic. These cloves of garlic was pretty big. If you get big cloves, you can use 2, but I love garlic and it ain't no such thing as too much garlic, so I'm gonna use the 3. Now I'm gonna use I'm gonna slice up some bella mushrooms. I want to say this probably came out to be 1 cup, but because it's gonna cook down, if I was to make this again, I would use more. This is 1/2 of a large yellow onion that I sliced. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to the side. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get my patties ready. Now I did use a 1/2 of a cup scoop to form these patties with. So I'm gonna just make a ball in my hand, then I'm gonna go ahead and flatten them out. Now guys, you want to try to get these as flat as possible while leaving them intact, because once you cook these, they're gonna like shrivel up and kind of turn to a ball. So make them kind of flat, y'all. Okay, so I just showed you again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the pan on medium high heat with some cooking oil. With the 2.3 pounds of ground chuck, it came out to be 8 patties. I could only fit 3 in there at a time, so I repeated this step 3 times, but these are going to cook for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. They don't have to cook all the way because they're going to finish cooking in the gravy, and I just wanted y'all to see how nice that crust looks. So after about 3 to 4 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and take those out the pan, and I'm going to set them to the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and cook those onions and the mushrooms and the fresh minced garlic, and then I added 1 teaspoon of unsalted butter in there. I'm going to mix that up, let that cook for about a minute, and once that's sauteed down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and add a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Now you don't have to put the red pepper flakes in there if you don't like the spice. I do, so I added it in there. Then I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoon of nature seasoning, and then I'm going to add 2.5 cups of beef broth. Okay, now y'all can use water, but I recommend using the beef broth, because if you use water, then that means you got to go back and add more seasoning. So I let that come to a boil, add the burger patties in there, and don't forget to add that remaining excess juice that came from the patties. Now I'm gonna let that cook for 20 minutes. Now once that has come to the boil, I'm gonna go ahead and add my cornstarch slurry in there for thickening. Now for this, I use 2 tablespoons of cold water and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, but I only end up using about 2/3 of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix that up, flip those patties over to make sure that it's getting cooked on all sides. Then I'm gonna let that simmer for about an additional 3 to 4 minutes. And y'all listen. Look, do you see that? Y'all hear that? Now let me go and plate this up, because after hearing all that bubbling, your girl is ready to eat. So I made some Parmesan red skin mashed potatoes. Now I do think I have a video of that recipe. If I can find it, or if I do have it, I'm gonna go ahead and add the link to that video so y'all can get the recipe for that. And I'm gonna dress it with the gravy and of course the fresh parsley for a little razzle dazzle, and that is the finished product. The recipe will be in the description as well as the comment section. Please make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe, do whatever you got to do.